Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 What's a first course I can serve to stay cool in the summer? Betty Crocker's answer? Frozen salads. I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. Today we're making frozen salads, which is from section D, salads for every occasion, and it's card number 5. I thought this would be a fun idea for summertime, make some frozen salads, whatever those are. I thought the front of the card is really cute because you have these kind of individual jello molded salads that kind of are ambrosia style salads. They use a lot of canned fruit and marshmallows and sour cream and Neufchatel cheese, which is very similar to cream cheese, so I think that one's gonna taste pretty good. The other recipe on the back of the card, I'm a little nervous about. It's called lemon blue cheese ice, and it is essentially lemon sherbet mixed with crumbled blue cheese and then served with marinated artichoke hearts. So that one might be a little weird. It's more on the savory section. So we have a little savory salad, a little sweet salad. I wanted to see kind of the full breadth of what Betty Crocker's offering us here. So let's give them both a try. All right, so let's start with our Frosty Fruit Salad, which says to, in a large mixer bowl, beat the cheese until smooth. So here I have the Neufchatel cheese. Looks very similar to cream cheese in packaging, and that's because I heard it is very similar to cream cheese. I'd never heard of it before reading this recipe. I was happily surprised to find it in the grocery store, but I guess a lot of people like it as an alternative to cream cheese because it's lower fat and it has a higher moisture content, and so maybe that is useful in this recipe somehow. I don't know. But I have had it kind of softening on the counter for a while, so hopefully it's easy to blend. Get in there. Let's go ahead and beat this thing. All right, now we're gonna add a cup of sour cream into the mix. So now we're gonna blend in the sour cream, and then I have a 1/4 cup of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt going in. And we're just gonna blend that for a while. Okay, I think it's pretty well blended. So what we're gonna do next is take it out of this contraption and let's mix in the fruit. All right, it's time to add in the remaining ingredients. So we are going to stir in the fruit and the marshmallows. I have a cup of marshmallows here. Then we have 8 ounces of crushed pineapple. Crushed pineapple it feels pre-digested in a way. Let's mix that together. Then let's fold in the apricot halves. I actually went in and kind of cut them into smaller pieces because halves were pretty big. And she says to drain and halve the halves. So I quartered them and then I eighth them. I don't know, I wanted them slightly more bite size. And then the last thing are the pitted dark cherries. Yummy. Okay, I had a feeling the cherries would kind of turn the mixture pink. It's definitely very loose and watery, which I think is fine. That's the point of like freezing them. I don't know why I thought that it would be kind of a tighter mixture than it is, but yeah, I think that just means that it'll like kind of settle nicely into the molds and freeze into something. Make sure I'm getting it nice and combined. It looks chunky and not by the fruit. I mean, there's something in like the texture of the cheeses that looks chunky, but I don't know what that's about. Maybe I didn't blend it enough. I think that looks pretty good. Let's get our little molds ready. All right, I have my little individual single serve jello molds here, which I think are super cute. Because they're silicone, I'm hopeful that the frozen salads will just pop out pretty easy, so I'm not going to spray them or anything. It doesn't say to, so it just says pour into 6 to 8 individual molds. Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna take just kind of a spoonful of this mixture and fill up each of these molds. I have 8 here, but let me just like try to fill up, I always go back and fill them up higher. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the patterns of the molds. You can kind of see it on the card that they were in some sort of kind of fluted structure, but I don't know about this. We'll see what happens. I love recipes like this because they're so simple. This is like classic mid-century Betty Crocker to use like all these convenience ingredients, like all this canned fruit that's pre-cut, pre-washed. You just gotta drain it, pop it into your recipe. And then you're using stuff that you probably have on hand, like sour cream and marshmallows. Classic Betty Crocker. All right, so we have 7 little individual molds. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the freezer where she says to freeze them for 8 hours. All right, it's time for the other recipe, which is gonna be a simple one. We are just stirring together a pint of lemon sherbet to soften. I couldn't find lemon sherbet because they didn't sell it at my grocery store, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one buying sherbet to begin with for this project, so it makes sense that they went out of stock. So I found lemon sorbet by Haagen-Dazs, and I'm into it. So I think, what's the difference anyway? I'm sure there's a difference, but it's the best we could do. So I've kind of stirred it around in this bowl. And then all there really is to do is to add some blue cheese. I'm really nervous about this. I don't like the idea of blue cheese, a very stinky cheese, going in to what is meant to be a dessert. I'm already smelling the combo. I don't like the combo. I don't like the combo. Let's just put a little bit in. It's fine. Everything's okay. Let's start there and see how that looks. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it in this glass container to freeze until firm. The recipe calls for a refrigerator tray, which I didn't know what that meant, and I always saw it in Betty Crocker's recipes, and I was like, what is she referring, a refrigerator tray? And then finally, after doing some refrigerator history research, I learned that back in the day, the refrigerators would have little metal trays that you could put like these crossbar sections in and make ice in the tray, or you could pull that out and use the tray for other things. And so that's why sometimes she calls her a refrigerator tray. It's basically like a little sheet pan that you can freeze stuff in and use to make ice in. So this is good enough for now, right? But we just want this to firm up a little bit before we taste it. So let's get this in the freezer. These frozen salads seem kitschy by today's standards, but would you believe that these were actually high-class recipes peddled by refrigerator manufacturers? You see, in the 1920s and 30s, daintiness was all in vogue. Women were pressured by food media to prepare food that felt feminine if they aspired to be upper-class women. Frozen salads were the pinnacle of daintiness. These dishes take messy ingredients and neatly contain them into beautiful shapes, and they reduce the taste and smell because blue cheese breath is not very ladylike. So it makes sense that serving frozen salads to guests would give you an air of wealth, and at this time it was kind of an extravagant luxury to own an electric fridge and freezer. Most people had ice boxes, which had no way to regulate temperature, and so frozen dishes were kind of unheard of in the average American home. But massive marketing campaigns from fridge manufacturers utilized advertisements, cookbooks, and women's magazines to tout the pricelessness of owning a refrigerator, and soon every household had one. Imagine how easy the homemaker's life would be. You could prepare elegant meals ahead of time, you could take fewer trips to the store, and you could stretch your budget by saving leftovers. So an early General Electric cookbook of refrigerator recipes actually included a frozen cheese salad just like the one we're making today. All right, it's been 8 hours and our little frosty fruit salads are very solid. And I will say that they do look frosty. They look kind of icy on top, which I think is interesting. I don't know if they're gonna come out of the molds well, but we'll see. I've got a nice bed of lettuce, which is how Betty says I should display these. She says 10 minutes before serving, unmold onto crisp greens. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I don't know about these. Let's see. I guess I can just kind of peel it back. Oh yeah. Oh, she's peeling. Oh my God. Beautiful. It's kind of a nice color. I'm impressed. I think that the like cherries really like kind of tinted everything to be like a nice lavender, and then you have the hints of orange in there. Okay, here's another one. Beautiful. They're so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to eat them. I understand why you have to wait 10 minutes because these are way too frozen to like dig your spoon into. Oh my gosh. Ah! Okay, the last stat is that I noticed that on the front of the card, they each have a little raspberry on top. So I definitely want to do that. I have little raspberries here. Cutie, cutie. It smells good. It smells like frozen yogurt at this point. That's all I'm getting. All right. So now we just have to wait for those to defrost a little bit and then we could take a bite, but we have one more dessert to make. So the other dessert is the lemon blue cheese ice, and that has also been chilling in the fridge to firm up, and it looks interesting. It looks interesting. I'm worried about this one, but I have some marinated artichoke hearts, which is what she recommends we garnish it with. She says it's a refreshing accompaniment for beef or baked fish. Huh. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's artichokes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I have these cute little cups to serve them in. I'm just gonna do a couple scoops and then kind of garnish with the artichoke. So I think the difference between sherbet and sorbet is maybe that this sorbet is icy, like it's not ever completely in a solid state the way that ice cream or sherbet would be. I imagine you wouldn't want more than 2 scoops of this, right? I mean, you need room for the artichoke, so. Let me put the artichokes in. Oh boy, oh, he's sliding. Let's give these a taste. All right, here we go. Should we start with the sherbets, which are melting very quickly? Whew, okay. Just relax, breathe. It'll taste great, right? It'll be fine. Ooh, I gotta get some artichoke in this bite. So we have our blue cheese lemon ice. This is the most nervous I've ever been to taste anything on this channel. Okay. No. 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 I have to swallow. I have to swallow. I'm still fighting blue cheese in my mouth. Oh no. Oh no. I knew that would be bad, but it was just as bad as I expected. Okay, so here's what happened. You get this lovely lemon ice flavor and you're like, ooh, it feels like I'm at a carnival or a fair. Like I'm getting nostalgia vibes from this lemon ice. And then you get hit with the blue cheese, just a big frozen chunk of blue cheese, which like, if you're not a fan of blue cheese, it's a very powerful flavor. So like, even in the right context, it could be a lot. And this was just not the right context. And then the artichoke was really cold too. But like the artichoke and blue cheese tasted good together. It's just so weird to have like those flavors frozen or cold. Oh no. And it was just the lemon sorbet was so sweet compared to, oh no, That's not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea at all. That was gross. But you know what? We tasted it. And I could see if you're really hot and you don't have air conditioning because it's 1939 and you want to have a nice cool salad that's savory, you know, this is an option. Whew, yeah, that's a lot. That was a lot. Okay, let's try this one. I need a palate cleanser after that. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, let's try one of these cuties. Come here. Okay. The transfer didn't go well. Okay, the leaf can stay where it belongs. I don't know what the leaf's about. This I'm excited for because I think it's just gonna taste like frozen yogurt and kind of ambrosia vibes. So let's just give this a taste. Why not? Oh, so cold. I have sensitive teeth. And the cherry is really cold. It's so cold. This is delicious. I love the little marshmallows in it. It definitely just tastes like frozen yogurt. I don't know if frozen yogurt was a thing when this recipe was invented, so the sour cream and Neufchatel cheese kind of very similar in consistency. The cherries really are kind of the star here because they just add so much texture and color. I haven't, to my knowledge, found any apricot. Maybe that's the apricot. I love the little fluffy marshmallows mixed in with the like denser frozen yogurt texture. Yeah, ooh, this is fun. I love these. These are so cute. All right, frozen salads. This was really fun. I love the Frosty Fruit Salads. They're so cute. I love how kind of dainty and delicate they are. They're light and fluffy. They taste incredible. They're just really cute. I think they'd be a great thing to make for any sort of, you know, outdoor events this summer, your barbecues, your picnics, whatnot. I think it'll be really fun little individual treats to give everyone. I think it's really cute. So obviously I'm giving that one 5 out of 5 red spoons. The lemon blue cheese ice, on the other hand, is maybe the worst thing I've ever tasted on this channel. It just, not my cup of tea. I think both artichokes and blue cheese are kind of an acquired taste, and to have them in a frozen way, it was just so bizarre, something I wasn't used to. I'm sure in decades past, this might have been a more common way to serve this, maybe. And I could see how if you didn't have air conditioning, it might be nice to have a frozen savory salad, but I don't know, that's not for me. It's not for me. Might be for you, but it's not for me. So I have to give that 0 out of 5 red spoons. I never want to taste that again. All right, back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out this video next. I'm making another frosty fruit treat called Banana Bobs. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, happy homemaking.